Doctor Who Classic Series action figure review. In today's review I am looking at the latest Classic Series release, which is exclusive to Forbidden Planet and Underground Toys, and that is of the Seeds of Doom set, featuring the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker, and the long-awaited release of the Krynoid figure, which was meant to be the builder figure from Wave 2, so about 2 or 3 years ago now. As you can see, we've got a change of setting. We're outdoors. The reason being, it's a nice sunny day. We don't get many of those in England. And we have a plant-themed monster, so it just seemed fitting to do it outside, amongst the greenery and the very destroyed-looking TARDIS in the background. So apologies if this doesn't work very well. If it doesn't work very well, I shall never do it again. So I'm going to start off with the Krynoid, because the 4th Doctor is really just a re-release. So let's look at the Krynoid. Now the Krynoid, as many of you will know, is a repaint of the Axon figure. Or in actual fact, the Axon was a repaint of this figure. However, since the initial production images of the Krynoid were leaked onto eBay, and there's been a few versions actually, there's been a couple, it has changed. Since then, it's not the same figure as we previously saw. In fact, it's better than the figure we saw in the past. Articulation is all the same. 360 at the head, the shoulders are ball jointed. 360s at the wrists. The waist can turn, it's a bit stiff, so I won't try and budge it all the way. Legs are ball jointed, so they can go, they're not a T-crotch joint. It is V-shaped, so you've got that irritating stick-out-legged articulation, but Krynoids aren't ones for sitting down. And he does have articulation at the feet. They do 360s. So it's pretty much, standard articulation, obviously, with extra ball joints, which is something you don't generally get. If we very quickly look at some of the new additions from the Axon, the hands are new sculpts, and I will do a comparison to this in a sec. Hands are new sculpts. If I just zoom in for you all there. Lots of nice textures and details, sort of longer tendrils like vines. And it's the same on this side as well. Again, very plant-like tendrils as well. The vine at the front here is also different. If we turn him round to the back, he also has different vines hanging down. Like I said, I'll show you that in a sec. I really like this figure because of the paint job as well. A lot of you will know that if you've seen the Axon review that I did, I really liked the Axon. I thought the sculpting on it was really great, and I thought the paint job of the Axon really highlighted the sculpting. The Axon does exactly the same thing. You've got lots of different types of greens and browns. It looks to me like it's a black base. And if you see here, you've got sort of lighter browns and darker greens for the more viney aspects, lighter greens for the moss, and sort of more dark bits here. So it's really, really nicely done. This is the same all the way around. Just very quickly show you that. Another difference from the Axon, which I forgot to point out, are the feet. The feet are different. These actually have toes and, again, look more like sort of moss or vines, or almost like tree roots, I guess. They have that sort of viney texture to them. So it does look really good, and I think the paint job really, really accentuates those details. The head sculpt is the same. As you can see, it's the same face. But again, the paint job really highlights that. It's really a shame that this figure wasn't out when I did the Krynoid experiment, because I just had a custom that I did. I just got another Axon and repainted it. In hindsight, I probably should have just waited, but then you would have not been getting the Paul McGann stories for quite a while. But no, this is a really nice figure. I really do like it. I'm just going to compare him to the Axon now, just to give you an idea of what's different and what's not. I know some people weren't very keen on this figure because of the similarities between the two, but there are subtle differences. So as you can see, the feet are different. The vines at the front, this one has got that sort of really long, thick double tendril, where this has got the thinner vine. If we turn to the backs are quite different. You've got these long, thick tendrils here, rupture from the back. And then here, the vines are longer, slimmer, more curled. Obviously this one's shorter. So, you know, there are subtle differences. The sides of the head as well, actually. The tendrils here are different. This one has sort of a bulbous section, as you can see here, whereas this one doesn't. It's a lot more streamlined. The tendrils are a lot, the vines rather for the Krynoid, are a lot shorter in comparison to the long ones here. And it's the same on the other side. The Krynoid, a lot thinner, sort of less going on compared to the Axon, which is a lot thicker and a lot bulkier. And like I said, the hands are different, as you can see. More, I suppose it is more like a hand, or like a clawish type thing, whereas that is very bulbous looking, like a blob. If we just take it from the inside here as well, see there's more hand-esque elements, I guess. Neither are particularly like a normal human hand, but there we go. And again, if we take that one and compare it to that one, you know, very different actually, really different. So, you know, I'm glad that it wasn't just a repaint, and that Character Options went beyond that and decided to, you know, change it quite significantly in some ways. Obviously you can see that they're still very much the same, but yet comparing the two together, they are quite different. You know, they're clearly different monsters. So I think well done to Character Options for doing that. They changed quite a lot of it, I think. And you know, who knows, that may actually help sales. But I think both are good. I really like this one. Excellent figure. I think this one really, you can really see the organic, flesh-like texture to the Krynoid, to the Axon even. Whereas with a different bit of paint application, it looks altogether more plant-like. So it's really quite good. So yeah, no, I really recommend trying to track down a Krynoid, even if you don't want to buy the full set. And of course, he comes with two accessories. You have the seed pod, really nicely detailed and textured. Again, quite a lot of intricate paint apps there. Lighter green on the inside, darker green with sort of brownier bits on the outside. And then a very neat addition is this, the open pod. The vines are slightly malleable. They're not stiff too much, but I don't think they'll break or anything, but you know. And you can really see the inside. Nice glossy paint job, so it does look, especially in this light, you can really see it looks like wet and gungy and horrible. So that's really cool, and you know, the paint apps on the vine are nice as well, so you know, that's really good that they've done that. And adds to the play value of the set if you're a kid. And finally, not as much to say about this, seeing as I've already talked about this figure in my 11 Doctors set review, so if you want to see more about this figure, you may want to check out that review. It's basically, like I said, 11 Doctors set, 4th Doctor. This time the only difference is they've given him his Cutlass, which is nice. Nice little accessory. You know, you can use this in action figure adventures, not just for Tom. He gets this, I think, in the cottage, in one of the later parts of the story, like part 5, part 6, and he gets it and he tries to attack the Keeler Krynoid with it, which is trying to break into the cottage, if I remember rightly. I haven't watched the story in a long time. Comes with a sonic screwdriver, given, you know, these sets always come with a sonic screwdriver, where applicable. Other than that, I mean, it is not really any different from the 11 Doctors set. The cravat is still the light orangey colour. It should be a much darker red. They're using the same colour as they did for the Pyramids of Mars Tom, which worked for that, but it doesn't work for this. It's a lot darker. It should be a lot stronger. Another thing, which I don't think I actually pointed out in the 11 Doctors set review, is I shan't take it all off because there's a bit of faff. You can see where the brown paint here on the collar, you see the sculpt here, you see where the ridges end, and then where the coat, the sort of the woolen coat begins. The brown goes over onto the woolen section, which it shouldn't, really. That should all be grey, you know. So that's not that accurate, really, especially seeing as they sculpted it to be how it should. I'm not sure why they've done that. Maybe it's just a case of trying to change the template or something. Might cost more money. Who knows? But with the coat over the top, with the scarf over the top, rather, you can't really notice. I've got dodgy eyes as well on mine, so that might be something you want to be aware of. In this light, it just looks like Tom has completely white eyes, but it does have blue, but the blue is very, very pale, a lot paler than it was on other figures. So he does look a bit strange, but, you know, a good figure. I do like this version of Tom. And I suppose for people who didn't get the 11 Doctors set and wanted that version, it's handy for them. So, yeah. All in all, I really recommend this set of figures. The Krynoid, I think, is fantastic. Really, really good work from Character Options. The sculpting looks really nice. The paint job is really, really good. The accessories are fun. And if you've missed out on that Tom, you can get him as well. So, thanks for watching this review, guys. The next review that I'll be doing, I have no idea what it's going to be on. At the moment, there have been no announcements for new figures. So I don't know what's coming. You know, we still get the odd rumour about different things. Lots of rumours going around about Character Options getting bought out by Hasbro, and all this business, and that the line might be coming to an end. But I'm not going to really talk about that, because until it's announced, it's all just rumour and speculation. Who knows? I might upload this today and the set might be announced tomorrow, so tomorrow's a Friday. So thank you for watching this review, and I shall see you, well, whenever the next review comes up.